Good morning, guys. We are here in Pebble Beach in Monterey for the Japanese Automotive Invitational here at Car Week. The cars are all staged and set up now, and there's some really cool stuff here. So I want to take you around, show you what is here, show you who sponsored the event, and hopefully we can pull this together again next year, make it bigger and better, because there are some great cars here, but there could be some better ones as well. And I really look forward to seeing this grow. So let's take a look around and let me know in the comments what you guys think, maybe what you guys want to see at JAI in the future, and let's get into these cars. Right from the start, we've got a Hako, a 71 Skyline GT. This car is really, really nice, has the Advan Yokohama livery on it. You can see the GT logo right there. A lot of people put a GTR logo on to give it that look. This one has the GTR clone look about it with the over fenders, but this is a really, really cool looking car. I love the race livery. This one was brought by Yokohama, obviously their livery all over it. So it's really cool to see one here. We've had these in the past in inventory, the GT, the GTX, and the GTRs. So all of them super, super cool, even though the GTR seems to be the one that people tend to collect. What's nice about a GT or a GTX is that you can actually drive the car, which is really cool. Right here we got Dai's 86. This car has been all over Southern California, the world really, which is really cool. Dai has done so much with this car, and it's been really, really cool to see this car evolve over the years, and definitely a really cool one for turn 14 to have in their inventory of things that they've been collecting from race and drift culture over the years. Next to it, Honda S2000 complete Spoon build. So this is courtesy of Spoon Sports. They are in Southern California here. Similar to the Spoon in Japan, where we have the Built by Legends cars being built, but this one has all sorts of really cool modifications on it as well. You can see it's got the Regamaster wheels, which Spoon uses on their builds, the Spoon brakes, which are really cool, and then back here, some really interesting aero features, something I've never seen on an S2000 before, but if it's coming from Spoon, I'm sure it's incredibly functional. Of course, the Spoon exhaust like Dustin has on his car, the Spoon Aero, everything makes it really, really cool, and definitely super unique with all of this going on right here. Behind us, we've got a Ktruck. These have been popular for us. We've sold these in the past, the Honda Acti, which of course is really interesting. This has a cool little camper thing on the top of it, which is definitely strange, definitely kind of weird, but also very functional. Obviously for someone my size, maybe a little too big to sleep in something like that, but it is cool. It's got a fun little livery on it. And Marked, which is an auction service, seems to be owning or offering this one, which is cool, and I appreciate all of the little designs here, right down to its little tiny wheels, which is kind of funny to see on these cars. Next to that is the Acura NSX, obviously a car that deserves to be at something like JAI. This is a super legendary car. Despite being built in Japan and the US, both of them seem to command quite a value these days, whether it's the Honda or the Acura. So cool to see one of those here as well. Behind us is Daniel Song's Fairlady Z. If you're in Southern California, you've seen this car at a show in the past for sure. This car was wonderfully restored by JDM Legends. Eric does a great job on these older cars, and this one is no exception. So really cool to see this 240Z here. He's done such a good job with it. He also has an R33 GTR that he purchased from us about 2 years ago, and he's done an incredible job with that. Another white car, so hopefully I can sell him another white, interesting Japanese car here in the future. Behind us, we've got the Kaido House car. So June Amai built this one with Greddy. It's done really nicely. It's turned into a series of die-cast, the ignition models, style kind of mini GT cars. And I've got quite a few of these at home myself. June is another customer of ours that's bought a handful of cars, and this one is super, super cool. He's done so many cool little details here on it that makes the car really, really, really unique. And again, really happy to see it here It's a great representation of some of that early Datsun stuff, and also some really cool things that Gretti's able to do on some of these older cars as well. It's presented by Infiniti, so they're here trying to sell some new cars. And as we move back into some of the old cars, the Sean Morris Special, as I'll call it, Sean loves these vehicles. They are a really good, versatile, all-around vehicle, and this one seems to be like brand new despite being in 2003. And finally, getting into some of our cars here, we've got our 1975 Nissan Skyline GT, which is super interesting. This is for sale in our inventory. Again, it is not a real GTR, just like that Hako over there, but it does have all the GTR look and the GTR badging, which is really cool and really unique, again, to be able to see a Ken Mary out in the wild that has that complete GTR look. And kind of last but not least, our Midnight Purple R34 GTR. This car we've had for quite a while. It belongs to a really good friend of ours, and he graciously allows us to use it for cool events like this. He's done some really nice modifications on it. It's got the endless brakes and the Nismo wheels. It's got a nice exhaust. Incredible paint, full PPF, beautiful color to it. So this is one of those cars that for me stands out as being, you know, one of the most iconic ones here for certain, and definitely one of those future classics and collectibles that is going to be around a really long time. This car was imported under show or display, which is an exemption that allows cars that are newer than 25 years old to come in. This and the M-Spec Nair are the only R34 GTRs that are eligible for show or display currently. So it's cool to be able to show one here in person and give people an idea of the availability of these cars, but also the historical significance of these cars. And with them becoming eligible for import here in the next few years, it is going to be one of those cars that continues to climb and climb and climb and climb in value. And I'm sure we will continue to sell a ton of them. And then right next to us, we got this little Honda. It's a cool little car. These have been growing in popularity too. Just there's a lot of Honda enthusiasts that are getting into more of the vintage, older Honda stuff. So this S800 is no exclusion on that either. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap things up here at JAI. If you want to learn more about this, go over to Motor Trend. They'll be writing a lot about it. Again, it's put on in partnership with Infiniti, Motor Trend, Yokohama, Sabon Carbon, Marked Auctions, Kaido House, KW, Top Rank, Purist. So we're hoping to continue to do this in the future and bring out more and more cool Japanese cars here to Monterey's Pebble Beach, so we can expose these really great Japanese cars, be them modern or classic, to a lot of the people that are here getting exposed to everything from pre-war cars to concept hypercars. All right, guys, we will see you in the next one.